in the mirror, man, you're so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you are easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. Now, what I'm going to do today is talk about something that may be perceived as controversial, but it's got to be said. We all know about stories about so-called predators, so-called men who are in their 30s, in their 40s, who date teenagers, who date minors, women, young girls that are between 13 to 17 years old. Okay, we know about these stories. We know that we try to hold these type of men accountable because we see that as statutory RAPE. We understand that, but I'm gonna tell you something. We need to get down to all the details. What do I mean? You and I both know that there are young girls between 13 to 18 years old who purposely sleep with these men. There are women, young girls who are not legal drinking age who choose to sleep with these men that are way older than them, men who are old enough to be their fathers and grandfathers. Okay? Now, I don't condone this behavior, but I am going to go deep into this behavior. You knew when you grew up, ladies and gentlemen, that when you was in high school, there were always certain teenage girls in that school that was known for promiscuity. You knew these girls were sleeping with half the football team, sleeping with half of the basketball team, been ran through in the neighborhood. Well, what do you think happens? What do you think? When they are 304s at that age, they become 304s at an older age. Let's get that straight. I want y'all to understand that. You see, most women 304 phase, that begins actually, ladies and gentlemen, when they are teenagers. They don't just hit 21. Some do, it depends, very few. They don't just hit 21 and say, boom, I want to jump on every sausage out there. These girls have these experiences at a younger age. Now, we're going to get into this. We're going to dive deep in this. We're going to get into it. Now, let me know what you think about this in the content. I'm going to play for you out of fair use. A woman who's going to tell you that she used to search out older men, knowing that they was pedophiles. And this is an educational video educating you about how women do when they're teenagers. Let's get it.
My first video to ever go viral on TikTok was me asking the ladies, do y'all remember the pedophiles we dated as teens? And all the girls, they used to say, I don't date boys my age. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Now, I want you to understand, this woman is telling you straight up that she understood when she was a teenage girl that she was deliberately and purposely looking for men who were older. She understood that what she was doing would be considered statutory RAPE if she gave up the goodies to a man, but she did it anyway. Most women who say, I don't date men my age, are meaning that they're looking for predators. Now, I'm not talking about the women who are of legal age. I'm talking about teenagers who say things like that. Normally, they want a man who is already grown, and they go do all them freaky things with that man, but there's a payoff in that. Because those men are more established than the teenage boys that they are around or surrounded by. So they get things from them older men. Okay? Like I said, a 304 phase normally starts among girls who are teenagers. And they just keep it going as they become adults. Let's keep going. We're going to play that from the beginning, and we're going to let it ride.
My first video to ever go viral on TikTok was me asking the ladies, do y'all remember the pedophiles we dated as teens? And all the girls, they used to say, I don't date boys my age. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when we was 16 dating that 21-year-old and 17 dating that 23-year-old. I'm talking about with them. I'm talking about the men that had no business dating us because we were genuinely young and dumb. Like, we thought we...
You wasn't dumb. You was young, but you wasn't dumb. You knew that those men... Because I'm going to tell you something. You knew you was wrong because if you couldn't bring that person around certain people, you know you wasn't supposed to be dating them. See, some of these women are learning these things from their mothers, especially today. You got mothers teaching daughters how to break men, how to take advantage of men, get their money and everything, how to lie to a man, how to trick a man. Now, she might have came from a dysfunctional family where she had primary caregivers that was very neglectful, especially when it comes to her blossoming in her formative years as a teenager. She might have seen her mama out there in them streets doing God knows what's up. She might have seen or may not have had daddy at home. I mean, I'm just thinking about all these possible scenarios, and you can make up some too. And also, sometimes women are just hard-headed. Sometimes women are just whorish at a young age. Y'all don't want to say that. But how do you think a lot of these women are getting trains ran on them when we was in high school? Now, I ain't talking about college. Having threesomes when we were in high school, junior high school at that. Getting pregnant in junior high. That whole phase starts there. It starts when they are young. It don't just, boom, I'm 35. I feel like being a freak today. That's none of that. That ain't how it happened. Let's keep going.
Thought we had it figured out. We thought we were doing something. We thought the boys our age wasn't mature enough. But in the reality of it all, they were definitely mature enough. They were doing the things that the boys our age were supposed to be doing.
Facts. Those boys were where they needed to be mentally at the age that they were at. So I want to tell you, I'm sick of hearing people say women mature faster than men. That's a BS lie. There's a lot of women out here who are stupid. Y'all equate achievements with maturity when it comes to women. That's not true. Just because she got a whole bunch of degrees, doing well in life, that doesn't mean that she's mature. Them very same women cannot make proper decisions when it comes to vetting men. They can't make proper decisions on a whole lot of different things in their life. They can't. Women are not more mature. That don't even make sense. You cannot, as a man, say that women mature faster than men and then say at the same time men are more logical than women. There's a certain sense of maturity that comes along with being logical. Women are more emotional. So let me ask you, if a woman is more emotional than a man, what are the chances that she's more immature than a man? We see women act out all the time when they're emotional. We see some of the dumbest things that come out their mouth when they are emotional. So I ask you again, how is it that women are more mature than men? If men was less mature than women, then you wouldn't have society. You wouldn't have civilization, because it takes a mature mind to build and to make and to create things. Women don't do that. Women have never did that. They piggyback off what men have created. So a sucker said that to you. You believe that shit, and there's no such thing as a woman being more. Now, individually, it can be. One man could be immature, one woman could be more mature. But you make a general statement saying that women are more mature or mature faster than men, then you've been lied to, and you believe the lie, and you are pushing and promoting that same damn lie.
Mature enough. They were doing the things that the boys our age were supposed to be doing. The boys our age were supposed to be focused on school. They wasn't supposed to be balling in the mix. They wasn't supposed to be having a job and the freshest things and being able to take you from A to B because they still got to ask their mama. We was supposed to be on that note. So young girls, do not, like I'm going to say it again, do not get got. Do not fall for the okie doke. The girls their age, they see the bum in them. The only reason they go down to your age level is because you got a curfew, baby. You can be manipulated. Do you hear me?
What the fuck? What the hell? Are she trying to say manipulated or are they manipulative? I mean, come on. What the fuck? Say it again.
You can be manipulated. Do you hear me? You're easily
Yeah. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, whatever you do not ever be a victim of being manipulated. Don't ever do that. That shit gonna be terrible.
Impressed because, like you said, the boys your age, they're not keeping up with that. They're not mature enough. So you're being impressed by this older person that knows exactly what they're doing. So don't get caught up in the emotional prison. Don't be out here being molded by this grown person that's just, listen here, I'm telling you now. I know what you're talking about. I know what you.
She's saying don't be molded by these older men, but let me tell you something. A person who molds clay and sculpts clay, he can't do it unless the clay is available. If you will stop making your ass so available to older men and stop dressing like whores and stop, being freaky, coming out there saying, it's my body, my choice, then you can't be molded, manipulated, or as she say, manipulated. If you can never be manipulated if you don't put yourself out there. Manipulated.
It was me. I was her. But I seen so many comments, so many women, like, we remember. Don't you remember that older boy? Would you still date him in this day?
No.
If you were the same age, say for instance, you was dating that 23-year-old when you were 17. Had you met that 23-year-old when you were 23 years old, would you have still dated him? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. Let's talk about it.
I just gave you proof, gave you some receipts. She confirms everything I said. There are young teenage women who are looking for older men, but it seems to me that y'all women, y'all sisterhood, love to put that out. Like, yeah, that ain't true. It's just the men. Now, I'm going to show you that first video that she talked about that she thought she went viral over, where she talks more about choosing men, choosing predators, choosing to lay down with pedophile men. This is a subject that is touchy, but I like addressing these topics because they're real. They're happening to your daughters. This is happening to your sons. So let's keep going. And women can be pedophiles as well. Let's keep going.
Be real. Would you still date your pedophile boyfriend from high school? And all the girls that used to say, I don't date boys my age. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But now that I'm grown, I realized that these boys was pedophiles. Like, you had no business dating me. Damn. I had no business with that 23-year-old drug dealer at 17 years old. And he had no business with me. Like, what you...
Yeah, you don't have to be 50 or 40 years old. All you have to do is be an underage minor, man, for it to be considered that, you know what I mean? But like I say, she knew this, man. It ain't all of a sudden she got 30, became middle-aged and stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Now she realized she shouldn't have been with that man. She knew that back then. She knew it. It was the thrill and the excitement in being young and stuff like that. But even then, you knew what you was doing. You putting yourself in these situations, man. You can't blame the man. And you notice or not, in both clips, she talking about the man shouldn't have did this. The man had no business being with me. Nah, fool, you had no business being with him. Take responsibility in that shit.
What you want with me? I'm still in school. But now that I'm grown, I got to figure it out. Women their age see the bum in them. They see the bum in them. So young girls, don't fall for the okie doke. Don't be finessed. Don't get got. They are not dating you because you're mature, because you're prettier than the girls their age. No, baby. It's a lot of fish in the sea. And there's a lot of fish they age in the sea. You still got a curfew, baby. Stay woke. Think about it. Think about it real hard. They need a dummy. I want you to be the dummy.
See, this is how delusional these women are. Okay? You don't think we can find a dummy our age? You think a man has to go to high school and shit and go in the cafeteria on pizza day and shit and say, baby, you're the beautiful thing in the world, and so I need a dummy when you come along, come on with me? That's dumb. These young girls, when they are not under proper guidance at home, when they're not being taught or trained right, they run amok like this. So no telling how many bodies she done put on herself by dating older men, predators, pedophiles. No telling how many dinglings have been in her before she became 30, or before she became enlightened. She's enlightened now, enlightened. You know what I mean? Before she realized that she was being manipulative, manipulative. I mean, you got me messed up now. Manipulated.
And I won't date nobody that I dated as a teenager right now, ever in life. That's disgusting. Like, what?
Women like that, man. I'm going to make another video about that later. That's what I'm going to do. I got an idea about that. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. I'll be talking to you again soon. Let me know what you think about this topic in the comments. Talk to you later.